All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakak and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and well. Peace and blessings and citations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Dawadah, the house of David. This is Brother Malak coming back at you with this truth, all right? So, this, like I stated, I made a video a few days back. This truth is only for the elect, all right? You got guys who will come and subscribe and come and listen and then they unsubscribe, because it's not for them. It's not for their ears. You see, the song is not for their ears. The song is only for the elect. And only the elect is going to stay around and listen to the song, and they're never going to get tired of hearing the song. You see? Because the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is with them to come and hear the song because, Lord willing, they may have been elected, to hear this truth, to hear this word. Right, you got guys who are going to come and, subscribe and then unsubscribe and do all that bullshit. They're going to be the ones who's going to take the chip here in Babylon the Great. They're going to die here in Babylon the Great. All right? It's just that simple because wisdom is too high for a fool. You see? Wisdom is too high for a fool. So they got to scurry out. They got to get up out of here. Right? And first and foremost, they don't believe. They don't believe in Yahweh Shai. They don't believe in Yahweh. Right? And they're going to be destroyed. You see, they're going to be destroyed. 2/3 of our people, right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're going to be destroyed. You're going to die here in Babylon the Great. Okay, I don't know if they went up there and told you, but you're going to die here in Babylon the Great. Because a lot of you are going to accept that chip, right? Because you love this world. You love your oppressors, right? You love to be slaves here in this world. You see, instead of being a righteous people, right? Who the Lord have set up, over all the nations of the earth. Deuteronomy 7:6, Deuteronomy 14:2, and I'm just quoting these scriptures to you. You see, you rather stay here and be oppressed by your enemies, man. All right, you love your enemies, man. You see, if the spirit of the Lord was really with you, you would hate your enemies because your enemies hate you. You see, Psalms the 83rd chapter. You see. Where they have been, where they have made a tumult against us, man. Right? You see? So a lot of our people are they're spiritually dead. And they're going to remain spiritually dead all the way up until the destruction of Babylon the Great, a.k.a. the revived Roman Empire. All right? You see? So without further ado, let's get into this here, man. All right, we just had to bring that out because this truth is only for the elect and it's going to remain for the elect. Okay, let's go into the word wisdom, right? So wisdom, it says knowledge, learning, experience. And that's right, the brothers who have been on the highways and byways, right? They have experience. They've been learning. They went through things. The Yahweh Shem Yahushai has continued to put them through the fire, right? And they're being tried and they're being refined as gold is tried in the fire. You see, when you understand these things, man. All right. Okay. It says, let me see where we at. Let's jump down to here. Right. Wise. It says, wise, learned. What is that? Sacragus. All right, sacragus, cunning, sane, prudent, discreet, experienced, having the power of discerning and judging rightly, And that's what the brothers on the highways and byways and the brothers who are involved in this truth, starting with our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, right? They have the eye salve, and we have the eye salve to see and judge uprightly, and understand and have discernment to see those who come up and speak to us and see what type of demons they have on them, man. Because we have the spirit, we have the power, right? Lord willing, we have that spiritual power, through the spirit, to see those demons that are on people, man. You see, because you can see the demons a mile away when they come up and speak to you, man. You see that they have a super heavy amount of demons on them, man. Okay, because we've been learned, we've been schooled. Right? By our time in this truth. You see? All right? Now let's jump down to here. Right? Because that's all I needed right there. right? Let's jump down to here to the word dumb, right? Abstract suffix of state, right? Statute, judgment. You see? Originally an independent word, but already cognate with the German term, right? Jurisdiction. Okay, hence providence, state, condition, or quality. You know? So there you have it, man. Okay? So the brothers who are teaching have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but wisdom is too high. The wisdom that we speak according to the Bible is too high for fools. You see? So they got to scurry off because why? They're not a part of this truth. They never have been. You see? Okay, that's why they come and that's why they come and subscribe and unsubscribe because the truth is not for them. They're not a part of the elect. You know? Only the elect is going to listen to the song that's being sung, right? And this is a precious song that we hold. You know, this isn't for people out there, right? That come in and play around with the song. Nah, man. This is only for the elect. Okay, so let's get this here, right? Let's get out of there, right? So this is Romans 11:7. It says, "What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for." And what do they seek for? The truth. But see, they dibble and dabble in all these other different philosophies, right? That's what our people do. Muslims, Buddhists, and all these other different denominations, Christianity, and all these things of that nature, which have no truth in them. They're nothing but lies. You see? Nothing but lies. There's no spiritual living water in it. That's all stagnant water. It's dead, right? That's unleavened. That's leavened bread. That's not unleavened bread. That's leavened bread. Leaven means it's lies within their within that so-called doctrine that they're pushing. But we have unleavened bread, which is no lies according to the doctrine. You see? All right, because there is no lie of the truth. Matter of fact, let me get that. All right. Let me see. Right here, 1 John 2:21. It says, "I have not written unto you because you know not the truth, but because you know it, and that no lie is of the truth." You see, and no lie is of the truth. Okay. So let's continue on. It says Romans 11:7. Let's read it. It says, "What then? Israel have not obtained that which they seek it for, which is the truth, but the election, it's only for the elect, okay, have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According as it is written, Yahweh have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. And David saith, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block." And the table is this Bible, this truth. This is food for thought, knowledge. You see? The Bible is a high frequency of knowledge, man. All right? Dark sayings, parables, allegories, and they can't get it, man. Right? And everything becomes a stumbling block to them. You see? Talking about the 2/3 of Israel. All right? And people who try to pick up our Bible, right? It says, "And a recompense unto them, and let their eyes be darkened," right? "That they may not see and bow down their back away." Right? You see, and bow down their back away. But see, Jake is going to come, and they're going to come listen to the word. They're going to give you a shalom and all this other, and all that madness, right? That they do. Let me get Ezekiel 33, right? Because that's what Jake going to do. Let's start here. All right? Let's jump down to here. Let's see. Let's go down here because it's down here. Where we at? Salaki, brothers. I'm trying to see where it's at. Oh, right here at verse 30, Ezekiel 33 and 30. It says, also, the Son of Man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what the word that cometh forth from the Lord. And right, and that's through his prophets. You see, that's through the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? 1 Corinthians 14 and 32. You see, right? Amos 3 and 7. I'm just quoting these scriptures to you. All right? It says, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee, right? And that's what they do when they come on our channels, right? And they here to give you a shalom and all these other madnesses and all this other madness that they be speaking, but they still ain't continuing and following the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? You see? Okay? They're just still being niggas in the world, all right? It says, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, right? And they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, right? It says, but their heart, their mind goeth after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song, right? And that's the breaking down the scriptures to them, right? And showing them where they're going off. Showing them that the scriptures is only for the Israelites. First and foremost, it's starting with the elect that it's really for. And that's the whole point of this video while I'm making it, man. Right? And can play a well on an instrument. Right? For they hear thy words, but it says, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. Right? They're going to know that a prophet has been among them, man. They're going to know that the prophets has stood before them upon their feet, right? They're going to know, you see, because they're going to know that what we've been saying is going to come to pass, okay? They're going to be like, oh, where them guys at, where that channel at when Esau start taking down our channels, right? They're going to try to come and scurry on and try to find the truth, but they're not going to be able to find it, right? You see, they're not going to be able to find it, man. They're not going to be able to find these videos. You see, the day is coming, man, where the Lord is going to shut down. He's going to shut down the doors of mercy, man. And it's going to be over for you Jakes, man. It's going to be over for you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's only the elect is going to be sealed up, and this thing is going to end, right? Jeremiah 30 and 7, Jacob's trouble, Revelation, the 13th chapter, the mark of the beast, right? And so on and so forth. All these major prophecies that are going to come to pass in the return of Yahushua. You understand? Okay? So these things are near, man. All right? There's not much time left, man. If you're thinking that there's a lot of time left and that America's going to go on forever and ever and ever, no, it's not. All right? This thing is done. It's through. You see? So let's go here, right? Let's go to Proverbs 24. Right? Proverbs 24 and 7. It says, wisdom is too high for a fool. Right? Wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. You see? Wisdom is too high for a fool, man. You understand? All right? Let me go here to Proverbs 15. Proverbs 15 and 24. Right? It says the way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. You see, that he may depart from hell beneath, man. Okay? And this is the condition. That's a condition, right? By having this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, even though we're still walking in this daily life, we're still catching hell. But hey, listen, having the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we have the departure from this world, man. Right? Even though we're angry, but we sin not. You see, because we see all the wickedness going on, man. We have the spiritual eye salve to see the wickedness around us, man. Everything that's wicked. All right? Proverbs 17 and 24. Right? It says, wisdom is before him that haveth understanding. You see? But the eyes of a fool are in the ends of the earth. You see? But the eyes of a fool are in the ends of the earth, man. And 2/3 of our people are fools, man. Absolutely foolish, man. Okay? All right? So let me get my last scripture, and we just going to end it, man. You know? I don't want to make this thing super, super long, but I just wanted to give you this here. You know? So this is 1 Corinthians. Matter of fact, hold on, Salakia. 1 Corinthians 2, right? 2 in verse number 9. All right? It says, but as it is written, I have not seen, nor, it says, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of men the things which Yahweh had prepared for them that love him. But Yahweh revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? It says, for what man knoweth the things of man, save the Spirit of man, which is in him? Even so, things of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai knoweth no man, but the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, right? We haven't received the spirit of the world. It says, but the Spirit which is of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that we might know the things that are freely given to us by Yahweh of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which things also we speak not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, right? Because we get our wisdom and knowledge and understanding through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? It says, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, for they are foolishness unto him. And neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. For who have known the mind of the Lord Yahushai, right? That he may instruct him. But we have the mind of the Hamashiach. You see? Hey, so, right there, we're just going to end it. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Dawadah, the house of David. Kwam Yasha Allah, Abba Babal, repent ye, for the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is at hand. Shalom.